If you're not in union with your divine counterpart, it's because somewhere within yourself you don't actually want to be. And I know that statement is going to trigger a lot of people, but let me tell you why this might be. Before we get started, I'm Kanisha with Peace, Love, and Faith. I am a twin flame ascension coach. I'm in union, physical union with my true twin flame. And these are things that I have learned in order to come into union with my true twin flame and how to move through them and heal them at the core so that I can have a harmonious union with my man. So, if there is a reason why you're not with your twin flame, it's because you don't want to be. And when I first heard this, I was like, but that's not true. Like, I totally want to be with my man. I was really upset when I heard this. And finally, I asked God if this was true. And so I sat with it, and very quickly, a lot of things started to come to the surface on why I actually didn't want to be with my twin flame. And these were things that I never really sat with or thought about until I asked this question. And so before I jump into that, I just want to remind you how powerful your consciousness is and how powerful you are to find the answer within. And so for me, I just legitimately just ask God or my higher self or my consciousness, why don't I want to be with my twin flame? What is keeping me from being with them? And so I can give you a few things that came up for me. I have been single and doing my own thing for almost 8 years. And so the first thing was my freedom. I know, crazy. Yes, I was afraid of losing my freedom. And the other thing was I felt like I didn't actually know how to be in a healthy relationship. I also found that there were a lot of things that I was judging myself for or felt like I needed to change or have perfected before my twin flame could come in. And there was just a lot of things that I was ultimately fearful of when it came to being with my twin flame. My finances was one of them, having to share some of these intimate things and spaces with my twin flame and ultimately like fearing being judged. But I recognized that I was actually judging myself and that I just felt separate from myself in this space, which is manifesting physical separation in my physical reality from my twin flame. And so I had to really look at these places where I ultimately was saying no to my twin flame because I wasn't fully accepting myself. I wasn't loving myself completely in these spaces. And I also found that I had this fear that my union was going to play out or be the same as my previous relationships, which is crazy because my twin flame is not a soulmate. And when I truly heal and upset at the core, every single time he has met me there, it's insane. Enough to where he sees it too, where he's like, as soon as we work through something completely, we come closer together and we both feel a deep level of relief. And so it's just really important to recognize that I didn't have to be fearful of being with my twin flame, but ultimately that was what was happening. It was deep down in my core, in my subconscious mind, I was fearful of truly having my true love in my space. And ultimately, I find this a lot with people where they feel like they have to be perfect in order to allow their twin flame to come in because they want to avoid being triggered by their twin flame. And what I have to say to that is if you're avoiding the trigger from your twin flame, then you're actually avoiding the healing process altogether. You're avoiding looking at where you're being asked to grow and love yourself unconditionally. And then you're totally bypassing the whole ascension process. So I really had to get clear on these things because subconsciously, I didn't even really know they were there until I heard this statement that if you're not with your person, it's because you don't want to be. And for a long time, I blamed and projected that we're not together because he says this, and we're not together because he needs to do that, and we're not together because of blah, blah, blah. But in truth, we weren't together because of me. And if he is my perfect mirror and he's not wanting to be with me, then he's reflecting to me where I didn't want to be with all of myself. My union, my man is all of me. And so I had to be completely honest with myself in that space. And that wasn't easy. And that took a little bit of a process, probably about a month or two to really work through that. But I was very grateful for my Ascension coach because she's able to help me see things that I couldn't even see and ultimately help me move through that with just compassion and patience and gentleness. So I really encourage you to get clear, really feel into your heart. What is keeping you from being with your twin flame? And don't look to them and say, well, they need to do this and they need to do that and they need to figure this out. No. I want you to really get clear on where are you afraid to truly be with your true love, to truly be in a relationship where it's the last time that you're falling in love and it is the last time that you have to relearn someone or figure things out from ground up with someone. Just really ask yourself, do I have any fears or insecurities about being in this union with my person? And that is where the work is. And if you need support, definitely reach out to me. I will help you with that. And I would love to be able to help coach you through that. You don't have to do that alone. But ultimately, you are the only thing that's keeping you from truly being in union, and that is healing the upset at the core. And there's been many times on my journey where I was like, oh my gosh, that's upset. I always thought that there was circumstances that couldn't be healed, or that there's circumstances that were too big. And I can tell you right now, because I'm currently living in an era where I have all these answered prayers that are happening. I see my man on almost a daily basis. We spend a lot of time together. We do inner work together. We're talking about our future. We're truly grounding into that. And those are things that I thought were impossible. I thought there were upsets that he brought up to me that I was like, I'm never going to heal the core of this. And I eventually did, using the mirror exercise. And then we naturally just came together. So if you believe that there's circumstances or upsets that are impossible, I'm here to tell you that there is nothing impossible for God. I'm telling you right now, there is no upset too big to heal in your union. And that if you know who your true twin flame is, and you truly desire that in your heart, you will naturally come together as you truly heal the core of it. So again, if you're not in your union, it is because somewhere you don't want to be. And I say that lovingly because this is just what the spiritual process is. It's just helping you see where you've been avoiding, or where you might have been numbing out due to fear, due to being really hurt in this place, due to trauma. And that's okay. It's all right that you've been through something. It's all right that maybe your past was really shaky, or just not the way that you wanted it to be, but that doesn't have to go into your present moment or your future moment. So I really encourage you to be honest with yourself in this space. If you have questions, drop them down below. If you need support, definitely check out my link for coaching. And ultimately, you are able to heal anything that comes up in your union. So I know that this is going to bring you some relief in wondering why things aren't coming together. And when you truly work through the process, you will see things shift very quickly. When you change, your mirror changes, which means your twin flame will reflect the healing that you do. And the more that I spend time with my man, the more that I'm like, holy heck, this happens very quickly. It's automatic. It's insane. So you deserve that peace as well. All right. So I will see you guys soon. Peace, love, and faith. Take care of yourselves. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share so more people can have this information, because everyone deserves to be in their twin flame union.